Is it time to clean up your social media? In this video, I'm gonna be talking about 5 people that you absolutely need to unfollow this year, as well as sharing just a few tips from my own life about how I curate my social media for maximum mental health, peace of mind, as well as personal growth. But hey, if we're just meeting, my name is Sean, and my passion on this channel is bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. I wrote a book recently with a good friend, Benji, called YouTube Secrets, and we do a lot of social media and YouTube content. This topic's a little bit different, but it's gonna be massively valuable. So I wanna thank you for being here, whether live or on the replay. Malachi, Animated, Denver, Carmelita, great to see you guys. Let's dive straight into it because you're gonna love today's content, because we're talking about 5 people you should unfollow on social media. But if you like streams like this and you've ever been here before, can you smash the like button and maybe share this with some of your friends or your frenemies, right? And because maybe they'll understand why you unfollowed them recently. Again, my passion is helping you build your influence with video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 types of people you should unfollow and unsubscribe from this year, and how I personally optimize my social media and YouTube feeds for personal growth and peace of mind. But a quick question is, what are the top 3 social networks you're active on right now? I'm just curious, like, what networks are you using the most? YouTube obviously is a main one for me, and I'm sure you love YouTube as well, and you have a channel. And then of course, Instagram, super hot for me right now. You know, next probably is LinkedIn, and one of the platforms I'm focusing on the most in 2019 is actually LinkedIn when it comes to some of these other platforms. But Gryffindor is like Instagram and Facebook, Dr. Applesauce, IG, YouTube, Facebook. Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing. And so, you know, what we're doing here is thinking about cleaning up our feeds, cleaning up our social media accounts, and cleaning up the kind of input and content that's coming into our lives. And specifically, 5 people you should unfollow on social media. And here's the thing, in 2019, there's probably one thing that I think is in the top 3 things that matter to you and me as business-minded content creators and entrepreneurs, and it's this. It's the power of focus. Focus is power. You want to grow your YouTube channel, you want to grow your business, you want to strengthen your relationships or your marriage, you want to accomplish anything in life, it takes focus. And when we lose focus and we don't have that laser focus and distractions come in, or a lot of negative energy comes our way and gets us off focus, well, then that's why we don't succeed. And if you're going to grow your channel and you're going to make an impact and make money online and do these types of things, focus is power. Listen to these quotes about focus. Bill Gates, worth $93 billion, by the way, said, "My success, part of it certainly, is that I have focused on a few things." On social media, we might have too many things coming at us. In fact, we might be looking at too many things, causing too much distraction, including wrong accounts and wrong people. But the power is focus, narrowing our focus if you want to accomplish big things this year, right? Oprah Winfrey, energy is the essence of life. Every day you decide how you're going to use it by knowing what you want and what it takes to reach your goal by maintaining your focus. Are there people you're following on social media right now that drain your energy? I heard someone that visited Oprah's office said she has a sign that says, "Before you come into my office, be mindful of the energy you're bringing in." Right? And people convey all kinds of energy over social media. Accounts send us different energy. It's the essence of life, and it's gotta be protected. Bruce Lee, the successful warrior, is the average man with laser-like focus. So if you want to achieve all your goals, I don't think you could be playing around with just the negative side of social media, which could be distractions and noise and a lot of things. I think if we're smart, we narrow down our focus to the accounts, to the people that matter most, because distraction is one of the biggest enemies of growth. Look, if you put a plan together, and most of the time on this channel, we talk about growing your YouTube channel, the best camera for YouTube. Next week, we're going to be at CES here in Vegas, bringing you a whole bunch of new tech videos and the latest gear for growing your influence on YouTube. But like, for you to do that, right, and to use online video and to leverage social media, you got to not only have a good plan, you then have to protect your focus, right? Distractions can destroy your year. Distractions can reduce your results. Distractions is why most people stay stuck and why they don't go forward, because we're getting hit. I think distractions is almost public enemy number one. Social media, notifications, busyness, the complexity of life. So it's your responsibility and my responsibility, right, to actually starve distractions and feed our focus. And there's two questions as we get into these 5 areas that we need to ask. Why are you on social media and YouTube? Like, question number 1, why are you on social media and YouTube? If you want to know, like, why am I even following these people? Why am I even here? Like, what are we even doing? You know, right? Like what's even going on? Have you ever just been sitting there? You're in like the Instagram loop and you're just like, okay, like my life is at a whole level of just, you know what I mean? Why are you on social media? Really, to have maximum impact in life, we should do every area of our life with maximum intention. What is your intentionality, your intention for being on social media? I'll tell you mine. Number 1, I'm on social media to connect with others. I love social media because we can make connections like this. I've met people on my team. I've met people that are close friends. I've met an amazing community of business-minded content creators like you. Like, that's one reason why I'm on social media. Number 2, to learn from people. Do you realize, I know you do, we're living in an era where, and I heard my friend Roberto Blake say this, that we're living in an era where you can learn skills right now for free that will help you earn $10,000 a month as a freelancer. And all you have to do is put in the work. You know that, right? Like, hopefully channels like this that put out content. Like, you could learn how to edit video online. You could learn how to use Illustrator and be a graphic designer, or a million other things, really for free. Like, that's one of the greatest eras we're living in history, right? Our grandparents, if they realized that they had to pay $50,000 to $200,000 to go to school to learn skills that now you can get for free on social media, or business mindset skills, or YouTube tips and tricks, or home decluttering tips. In fact, tell me your niche if you teach any kind of how-to information in the live chat, because that's just valuable content, right? So I love to learn from others. Number 3, to be inspired. I want to be on social media for accounts, for people that if I'm at a low level of inspiration during the day, I go to a higher level of inspiration, right? Number 4, to build my business. And of course, I'm on social media building a business, right? Think Media is a media company. We've got a team of about 10 people, and we continue to grow and move forward. A lot of our business is online. It happens on social media. And then number 5, to keep up with family and friends. I mean, I think all those things are good reasons for being on social media. My question to you, why are you on social media and YouTube? And here's question number 2. What is your ideal vision for your personal and professional life? So then it's why you're on social media, but then how does that social media align with where you're going, where you want to go? What do you want in your future business-wise? What do you want in your future relationship-wise? What do you want in your future emotionally? Do you want more peace of mind? I don't think so, right? More confidence? Yes. Would you want, more boldness? Yes. What would you want? Would you want less jealousy, envy, fear, comparison? Of course. So when we know what our ideal vision is, we have to define this first, because then it lets us know how to clean up and curate and unfollow people on our social media accounts. So why are you even on social media, and where are you going in life personally and professionally? Whether you're building a business, a personal brand, a YouTube channel, whatever it is, ask those questions first. And then, power tip, clean up your social media feeds to align with your ideal vision, right? So that's the goal. If you know what your vision is, then you say, well, why am I even following this person? Like, this is not where I'm going. This energy is not where I'm going. This energy is not where I want in my future. And so then that is our North Star of what to do next. So let's get into the 5 things. And number 1, the first person you should unfollow is anybody toxic. Anybody toxic. If you carry toxic, leave anybody toxic back in last year, right? And we all know these people, especially if you still use Facebook. Like, sometimes people get on there and you're like, dear God, it's like just like political rants and just crazy complaining, or just crazy. And I'm not trying to be super extreme. I mean, I know people have bad moments, but dude, social media is not the place to just air out all your toxicity and constant negative energy. Here's your choice, man. It's up to you, obviously. Like, do you want that toxicity in your life? If you're seeing stuff that's just like, dang, man, chill, like, or whatever it is, in your Instagram feed, in your Facebook feed, unfollow toxic people. Now, here's a quick tip that it helps, I think, because sometimes we're like, well, wait a minute though. You're talking about my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Or like whatever it is. Like, you don't necessarily have to unfollow people to actually stop having them show up in your feed. So practically, if you didn't know this, you can mute people, snooze people, hide people. So on Instagram, you can keep following people, but you could just mute their posts, and you can do that in stories and in their and in the actual feed. So again, maybe you want to check in with them on your own terms. And maybe they're not even toxic, right? But you're just like, look, I don't want this person in my feed day after day. I want to check in whenever I want, and I want to keep following them because it's cool, but I just don't want this in my feed. That's what's really cool about some of the platforms. On Facebook, there's some new stuff. You can actually hide a post and then look. So you click the three dots and it says see fewer posts like this. And that way it'll reduce a person in your feed. And then the other thing you can do is snooze Shalene Johnson, my friend. I'm snoozing her right now. I don't want to hear from her anymore. Just kidding. You could snooze her for 30 days and it says temporarily stop seeing posts. And then the thing with Shalene, just FYI, it actually says stop seeing Shalene first, because I actually have her starred, because I actually want to emphasize. You could do the opposite. It's like turning on notifications or starring someone because you love their content and it adds value and it is good vibes and good energy or whatever it is, right? So you can hide posts, snooze posts, and just Google how to like hide or mute people on your favorite social media platform. And you don't necessarily have to unfollow the people. All right, person number 2. I don't know why it says 6. Follow gurus and experts, unfollow them, who don't have proven results. Lots of issues on that slide. Unfollow, number 2, gurus and experts who don't have proven results. And so what I'm talking about here, right, is a lot of us follow people online for inspiration, just like this, right? You maybe follow for YouTube advice, for how to build a business and how to build whatever. Here's the thing, in this year, like, you really, I think, want to be careful about avoiding the fakers. And I know it can be hard to tell sometimes, but it's kind of like these bags, right? You got these Louis Vuitton and like Gucci and Burberry stuff, buying it on the street. Like, they might look real, but it's fake. And this is hard because on social media, anybody can portray anything, anybody can broadcast anything, but I don't want people in my feed without proven results. And so you can't necessarily always figure that out right away, but here's what I mean. I don't want to learn a skill. Like, if you're claiming to teach YouTube, like if you're claiming to teach whatever, I don't want to learn a skill from you if, one, you got lucky once. Like, if you got lucky once, then you can't pass that on. And so sometimes if someone's done like one thing, but they haven't actually done a repeatable process with a track record of consistent success, then it's like, dude, there's just a theory. If you go to Amazon and search a book on any topic, you can find 80% of books on topics that are kind of BS. Because they're just, it's somebody who's done like a shallow level of impact. Meanwhile, there are legitimate people, right, with proven results. And that's why a lot of times we'll talk about, if we do a webinar or we're building something up, I always want you to know, like, I don't just want to make up some theories or make up some random stuff. I want you to know, like, we have a real 7-figure business. Like, we have a real team. And not only that, we've built multiple YouTube channels in different niches with multiple people in our community. Just as I was reading the live chat, someone's like, you already helped me double. You know what I mean? Like, and the point is, but whatever area it is in, it's the whole idea is like, you wouldn't hire an overweight personal trainer, right? Like, that's obvious. But the problem in this YouTube and entrepreneur and social media game is there's a lot of fakers out there. I just want to say, be careful, be cautious, and really avoid following anyone that's just hype and just maybe surface level information, but doesn't have deep, legitimate, proven results in the thing that you want to achieve. So if I want to actually build a business, this is why I like following guys like Patrick Bet-David on Valuetainment for entrepreneur advice, or Gary Vaynerchuk, because homie's got like real businesses, like a whole life insurance business Valuetainment has, right? With like hundreds of employees or however many. And, Gary's got like 900 employees. And that doesn't mean that you can't follow Sally Sue, social media person that's built a 5-figure or 6-figure business. I'm just saying, if you want to achieve a certain number of results, make sure the person you're following has already been there, done that, and has a repeatable process to get there. So that way you can know you're in good hands, and not just because you got no time to waste, man. There's no time to waste this year. There's no time to waste on fake people or people that can't get you there because they're just trying to they're not Louis Vuitton, man. They're Fooey Vuitton. They're fakers. All right. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Number 3, unfollow people that don't align with your vision and your values. People that don't align with your vision and your values. So now 2 categories. I am curating and cleaning up my social media accounts on just anybody where I'm like, you know what? Like they did a couple of cool things, but they don't have like deep results. Let's call it like income, business success or whatever. But number 3, I also want to unfollow anybody that doesn't align with my vision and values. Here's mine, for example. That's cool, bro, that you made $1 million. But if your marriage is absolutely falling apart, if you're stressed out of shape, you have no peace of mind, then it's like, I don't want that. However you do, like whatever you had to do to get there clearly is not the lifestyle that I want, right? Or the way you're doing it. If you're building your business without integrity, or if our values don't align, then I'm very cautious about who I follow and what I consume. That's why I actually like to research what's the person's family like. I mean, I mentioned Chalene Johnson, one of actually a big business mentor in my life, originally just online, and now we collab on a few projects. But when I actually got to actually meet her team and see her family, and sometimes you get to see that stuff on social media. Sure, it could be fake, but that's just a good question. Are you following people? Do you want their family life too? Do you want their lifestyle? Do you agree? Are you aligned with their values? Because it could lead you down a wrong path if just because they have some sizzle financially or the appearance of success, but what are the other areas of their life? I'm not talking about being critical or judgmental. I'm saying, who are you following, man? I mean, we're talking about mentors and like people online that we learn from. We should want like the whole picture and not just one piece that we potentially see online. And there's a disclaimer for that, and that's this quick note. I don't necessarily align with the vision and values of everyone I follow. So now that I just told you that, you're like, well, dude, are you contradicting yourself? Well, kind of, because I would just say be intentional. So there are some people I follow. I just know why. I might follow them because I want to learn marketing from them, but I don't really like their style. Like generally, I'm like, they're super smart in how they do Facebook ads and how they use their social media platforms. But for real, like I actually am not fully aligned with how they view family and relationships and health, or I'm not fully aligned with even just their lifestyle or their belief system or whatever it is. Sometimes I'm like, cool, I get that I'm not following them for that. And to be fair, I love a phrase that Heather and I say on the Think Media team. We like to eat the meat and throw out the bones. I really believe we can learn from anybody, right? I mean, don't you agree that there's something we can learn from anybody? We just have to be cautious. Like at some point, if someone's in my feed and it's all like champagne and bottles, because there's a whole entrepreneurs that like throw out money on Instagram. Have you ever seen these guys? And it's all Ferraris or whatever. Like, and that's like respect. And in fact, there's actually accounts that I'm fine with doing that. But then there's some that it's like, dude, that's not the values and vision that I share. And so there's plenty of people to follow that are doing it the way that aligns with your vision and values. But does that make sense? So at the same time, right, there are some accounts where I'm like, look, it's just this one thing I want to learn from them. I kind of want to study what they're doing, and it's cool. So that's just personal. Number 4, unfollow anyone that hurts your confidence. I really want to encourage you with this one, and say that if you go in your Instagram feed and you swipe past somebody, and when you look at it, it makes you feel less than. Or when you look at it, it triggers a lot of jealousy. Or when you look at it, it triggers comparison and your confidence goes down, unfollow that person this year. And maybe just for a while, or maybe just put them on mute or timeout. But look, your confidence is so important, right? If you're going to achieve your goals, build your brand, continue to put out consistent content, you have to wake up with mental toughness, right? You got to be focused, killing distractions. And so if you pick up your phone during the day and you swipe to something that's just like, again, and by the way, sometimes it's not their fault. It just could be, like they're not doing anything wrong, but it's just somebody that doesn't build your confidence. You need your confidence to be as high as possible. It is you should be intentional to think, how can I build my confidence, protect my focus? This is important for me. I don't need to get my mind out of the game if I need to batch 6 videos. I need to be present. I need to be energized. I need to have peace of mind. I need to be focused. So I don't want to follow some people that like get my head out of the game and get me thinking about this or experiencing unhealthy levels of FOMO, fear of missing out, or unhealthy levels of comparison. Now, on the flip side, it might not bother, if it doesn't bother you at all, no big deal. But just a tip and an encouragement for unfollowing anyone that would hurt your confidence, trigger jealousy, trigger envy, and it's just not helping you reach your goals. Unfollow them, let them go. Because I love this quote, right? This pretty famous quote from Theodore Roosevelt: comparison is the thief of joy. And I think that if we can celebrate that other people are crushing it and succeeding, and I love to celebrate even peers or, if you will, competitors that are doing better. As so long as I have that spirit, awesome. But if I start thinking like, man, all I can ever do is think about what they're doing and thinking about what they are and what I'm not doing or whatever, just like you got to protect your focus. And you're going to probably get to your destination faster when you shut out distractions, stay in your own lane, put the blinders on, and build your thing, build your business, build your brand. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what that person's over there. Don't worry about the person that's stay in your own lane, build your business, build your own brand, and curate your own social media. Number 5, and then we have a couple bonus tips as well as a cool new video series, free video series. But unfollow any account that is no longer aligned with your future. This one's kind of practical, and it could be a person. But I realized this the other day. Sony and I were on our couch watching our smart TV with the YouTube app, and we opened up my subscriptions. And I was realizing I had to click through so much different stuff to get to like the videos I really wanted to watch. So this could be practical. A goal for this year: sit down and just think, man, I got too much noise in my social media feed. I got too much noise in my YouTube subscriptions, and I'm no longer aligned with this. It's nothing against them. Like, I'm in a different season. I once was into that hobby. I'm not now. Like, I think one of the best ways to go faster this year is to first declutter, eliminate distractions, right? Clean up your social media feeds, clean up your subscription feeds so that you can go further faster. So unfollow and unsubscribe from any account that is no longer aligned with your future, where you want to go, who you want to be, what you want to do. Now, I mentioned that new free video series. Especially in the beginning of a year right now, just put together a new playlist with some new content as well as some old gems on how to double your productivity in life and business this year. And so I'll link that up on the YouTube card and put it in the description below for you to check out. But I mentioned some bonus stuff. So audit your social media feeds. Here's a few of mine. I wrote down the ones I'm going through: Instagram and Instagram stories. And I mean, again, you could, of course, just swipe through the stories and whatever else. But if the same people keep showing up in your stories for whatever reason, it's usually user behavior based. Just think, man, is this content what I want? Is this helping me get to my goals, or is it hurting me? Or is it just distracting me? And if it's just distracting me, it's also probably hurting you, right? Because distractions are destroying you, dominating your goals, right? YouTube subscriptions, I'm going through. Twitter, not as much because I'm not a big feed guy. They kind of curate your feed. But absolutely, if someone's toxic, I'd block them or unfollow. Facebook, that one is mainly just feed curation. And that's what I mean, using those 3 dots and just thinking like, look, if I open up my Facebook feed, I want to see my friends. I want to see my family. I want to connect with my peers in the industry that are positive. And again, it's not like forced positivity. If people authentically express pain or hurt or something on Facebook, we should gather around them with support. I'm talking about toxicity. And the truth is, healthy things get sick in toxic environments. If you want a healthy year and a healthy future, you don't hang out in toxicity, right? And it's guarding your focus. It's guarding my mental health. It's guarding my family's future. It's guarding my team. It's guarding what we want to build. And so Facebook for me, and then LinkedIn as well. But here's a bonus tip, number 6, and this is someone you should follow. You want to follow people and accounts that inspire you and help you grow. It's kind of already been stated. And a tip is turn on notifications. Now that we've talked about like purging the bad energy, right? Good vibes only, like purging negativity. Think about filling your feed with the right stuff and good stuff, right? So going into this new year, follow and fill up people and accounts that inspire you and help you grow. and maybe even potentially look for some new accounts. I'm sure some of us, let me know if you follow any inspirational accounts on Instagram. I still love some of those accounts that like give me like just mindset tips or whatever. That stuff like in the middle of your day is words you're reading that's building your confidence. That's helping your clarity. So some inspirational accounts, right? I love following those. Or of course, super valuable accounts. And then after following people for a year or so, or the last couple years, I might say, okay, I'm not getting as much value from these people. I'm going to unsubscribe here, but I really want to fill my feed with valuable, relevant, actionable, tactical information. And I'm going to be doing it in the future of some of my favorite accounts that I love to follow, actually YouTube channels, like top YouTube channels I love. But that'll be for a future video. And then potentially turn on notifications. I star the people I don't want to miss on Facebook, right? I turn on notifications. I actually don't really turn on notifications, to be fair, because I don't ever have push notifications on my phone. So I only do it if it can hit email. But again, star, highlight, make it no miss. I mainly do that on Facebook. But personal tip, I actually don't turn notifications on my phone. Why? Because it distracts. Midday, I'm being productive. I'm in some deep work, and all of a sudden, it's like, no, what I do is I just check in at the end of the day to who I'm subscribed to in my own time, to then consume that content on my own terms, not letting it interrupt whatever productivity I'm in at the moment. I want to consume content on my own terms, not on someone else's. So, hey, if you got value out of this, spread the word. And I think we have maybe a couple questions here. Melissa is helping me in the chat. So one of the questions, engaging on content itself, Vanish asks, is energy draining sometimes. How to make engaging content and not distracting. So do you mean like engaging on comments? I think that you got to block time if that's what you're talking about. And so like I go to the YouTube community tab at times and just try to answer comments globally. Usually when I release a new video here on Think Media, you'll see me in that first 30 to 60 minutes replying to as many comments as I can. But you're right, because what ends up happening if you go out into the social media jungle, especially after you grow for a while, then tweets will come your way, haters will come your way, negative comments can come your way, a lot of things can come your way. And so you got to be ready for it. I like to say keep a thick skin, but a soft heart. Never let it get to you, because this is just some stranger on the other side of a computer, and the people that matter most to you are the opinion that you should care about, like your family, your friends, your inner circle, your core community, and of course, always going to be fringe people. If you're going out to engage in comments, get your mind right. I like to do it in batches where it's almost like you put on a hazmat suit sometimes, depends on what level. So you know what I mean? Because like you never know what you're going to get. And so going in being like, okay, I know this is kind of protected time to engage. It'll probably be all positive, but you could get hit with something that's just weird or whatever. Shalala asks, do hide, mute, snooze, change algorithms in Facebook so people rarely receive to appear more often in your feed? It's not changing the algorithm, it is informing the algorithm. So just a little tip on algorithms, right? Almost every platform now, what an algorithm is the fact that everyone's feed is different. Like everyone's homepage on YouTube, I heard this from YouTube's mouth. There's like 2 billion people on YouTube active users. There's 2 billion different homepages. What does that mean? It means that YouTube studies the user behavior of you and me, and then tries to feed us videos that they think we'll like and love. So that's YouTube. Facebook, again, is thinking in our feeds, it's putting some ads in our feeds, and it's putting relevant posts that they'll think we'll like and love. So all you're doing is you're not actually changing the algorithm. And you're probably not necessarily, even if you hide somebody or unfollow them, you would be giving them less engagement, but it wouldn't, again, whatever other engagement they're getting is going to be how well their content performs on Facebook itself. All you're doing is saying, hey, Facebook, you don't show me this post. Just one person. It's just you're the one person curating your decisions. And the same is true in like, if you even go to your YouTube notifications, sometimes channels are different. You get options. You could say, inform me about all new content. Kind of just inform me about some of the new content from this channels. Most of the time, channels that upload like lots and lots and lots of videos give you multiple options, because it might be like, dang, I don't want like every new notification, but like if something's a little hotter, it's like 3 levels of how you're being notified. So just kind of a tip there. Hey, did you get value out of this video? Smash like. And like I said, I'm going to be sharing some new videos in the future around this topic, or around some of the YouTube channels specifically that I love the most, especially in entrepreneurship, that help me go further faster. So that's for a future video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Turn on notifications if you want to be notified when we produce new content. And I hope that you feel like our content is maximum valuable for you, that it's encouraging, that it's inspiring, and that it's something that adds value to your life. Otherwise, then don't watch, right? And you wouldn't, because I would say if it doesn't fit in these 5 things for you, your vision, and your future, I wouldn't want you here, because it's your life. Like, you want to have clarity on where you're going, what you're building, and then build your social media feeds around that. And if we could be a part of that, I would love that. And so thank you so much for being here and being a part of this community. I definitely encourage you to check out that new series, link in the description below, and continue to spread the word. Smash like if you got value out of this video. Question of the day: what social media accounts do you need to clean up most? Now that you were here and you heard this, what social media accounts do you need probably are the worst? You know, what's one are you most active on? You're like, all right, I'm going to do that first, and I'm going to unfollow these 5 people on Instagram. That's probably the one that I'm going to focus on first. So let me know your answer to the question. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you haven't seen the new video, 10 reasons to start a YouTube channel this year, click or tap the screen right there. For another video from Think Media, click or tap the screen right there. Until next time, this channel is all about bringing you the best tips and tools for building your influence with online video. Keep crushing it, and we will talk soon.